Hello, I'm Madeline from Sheen Slings, and this is how to check your baby is safe and comfortable in a stretchy wrap or any soft baby sling. So, starting with safety, the first thing to check is, can you see their face? Is there space around their face for baby to breathe? Is it completely clear of fabric? If it isn't, please do twist the fabric or change it. So if the fabric is bunching near their face and it's becoming covered, or they're sort of trying to nuzzle in, firstly see if you can tease them back and then do something with this fabric, whether that's twist it, whether that's just squash it out the way. I've made a separate video showing lots of different ways you can manipulate this fabric to get it away from baby's face. So if you need help with that, I'll pop the link in the description below. So firstly, have they got lots of space around their face to breathe? Next, is their chin off their chest? So can you get a finger between their chest and their chin? Again, if not, we might need to tighten the carrier up. We might need to adjust how they're sitting in the carrier and gently tease them backwards. But we're really looking to protect their airway by ensuring that chin is off the chest and there is no fabric covering their nose or mouth. Next thing to check safety-wise is your carry tight enough? Can you be hands-free? Can you let go? I say can you let go because if it's not feeling tight enough, you'll probably keep feeling like you need to hold, or you'll probably keep lifting baby. We want baby to be high and tight, mainly so that they don't slump, so that you can monitor them by having them nice and high, and it protects your body by having them nice and high, but mainly so there isn't space to slump. Another way to check this is if I hold baby's head and I lean forward, they shouldn't draw away from my body. If you feel them drawing away or you're feeling like you need to hold, this is a really good indicator that your sling is too loose. And if it's too loose, there might be space for them to slump. So whilst their face might be uncovered and there's space between their finger there's space for a finger between their chin and chest right now, if there's space for them to slump in, this could change while you're walking. So we want to have this nice and tight so that we know that they're safe, that even as we're walking, there's no space for them to slump and no space for their airways to become uncovered. In terms of safety, that's all we need to worry about. High, tight, and in sight at all times. However, there are some comfort considerations, and I give these in case your baby is crying. So often parents come to me and say, baby hates the sling, baby's uncomfortable, etc. And it can be really hard to tell if baby does hate the sling or if there's something else going on. So my comfort checks are a really good way for you to tell this. If you pass all of these comfort checks, then it isn't to do with the sling, something else is at play, and that's why baby isn't settling. And yeah, if you have questions about that, you're welcome to pop them in the comments below. But first of all, check these comfort checks. So the first one is supporting to the back of the neck and no higher. So actually, I've tucked my baby's head, and some babies do love this and find it calming, but a great number of babies absolutely hate having any pressure on their head whatsoever. So the first thing to try if they are crying and they're struggling against it is to take that pressure off the head, maybe spread out the wrap, maybe twist it like I have done, and just remove that. Instead, support from behind the neck. This can feel far more comfortable than pressure on the back of the head, is if you support from the back of the neck. Now, a well-adjusted two-way stretchy wrap like this, which is from Ismi, this should be enough, just the top of the wrap like bunched up a little in the back of the neck. However, if it doesn't feel like enough, I can take a muslin, or in my case a tea towel, and I can roll it up to make a little muslin or tea towel sausage, and then I can roll it into the top of my wrap like so, and this will give baby a lovely pillow like neck support right behind the back of their head, which will really support them and can feel a lot more comfortable than pressure on the back of their head. The second reason they might cry is that their hands are trapped. So babies love like comforting on their hands, feeling their hands and having access to their hands. So I'm going to check that my baby's hands are up by their face. They might move these down and around me, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to check that they start here so that they're able to bring them back if they want them. What I'm really checking for is that there isn't one caught down here and they just simply can't bring it up, because that's definitely a reason they might be crying. The third thing I'm going to check is that all the material is sitting smooth on their back. There isn't any ruches or uncomfortable parts, it's all smooth. The fourth thing I'm going to check is that their weight is on their bottom. Their weight is on their bottom, and then the fifth is that the fabric is sitting right in the back of the knees, giving them that beautiful supported deep squat or M-shape position. I'm checking this as opposed to, and this will happen, this happens quite a lot, particularly if baby's been a bit unsettled going in, is as opposed to being sat more on their inner thighs with their legs hanging down. And you can see this from the way that the top of their knees is now lower than the bottom of their bum. Their legs are hanging down and they are like straight in the carrier. This is a lot like sitting on a bar stool. It's not dangerous, it's just not as comfortable as sitting in a deep chair. You can sit on a bar stool for a bit, but you're going to get a little bit uncomfortable after a while. You're not going to fall asleep the way you would if you were sitting in a deep, comfy sofa. So to correct this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move that third layer out of the way for a minute, slide my hands in and gently scoop baby up onto their bottom and lift their legs and let them settle onto their bottom, and then pull that fabric all the way to the back of their knees, and then that will hold them in the position. They won't be able to kick back out of it. They'll be nice and stable here, and it just happens when they're a little bit sad going in. It's completely common and super easy to fix. And then I can leave this fabric here behind the back of the knees, or if it was a cold day, I can stretch it out. Just take care not to be pulling up on toes, just to sort of stretch it so that they're still able to free kick and move underneath. Or I can leave it just bunched behind the back of the knee and under their bottom. Hopefully, if you've worked through all of this, we now can be assured that your baby is comfortable. It's not that if they are still crying, they're not uncomfortable in the sling. I really recommend you get walking, you get moving, you get swaying, you get singing, whatever you need to do, and 99 times out of 100 baby will then settle with that movement. Remember that the absolute loudest cry is tiredness, and going in a sling when you know you're really tired and so forth, they can get really a little bit sad, and just giving them that movement and that wiggling will really help comfort them. Sorry for my dishwasher, which is going to keep peeping at me. The last thing on comfort is I'm now going to check that I'm comfortable. I'm going to check that I've adjusted the shoulders in a way that supports me and makes me comfortable. I'm also going to reach behind this carrier and I'm going to spread that fabric as much as possible. I'm going to check I have the waistband that's somewhere that's comfortable for me. If I had a C-section, I'm going to have this really nice and high and somewhere that's well away from my C-section scar. I actually have really dodgy hips, so I'm going to spread all this fabric out. I'm going to take this out so you can see. Spread all this fabric out over my hips and tie low, because that feels most comfortable to me. Know that you can do this however feels good to you. I've got the knot centrally, but you can tie it to one side, you can even tie it behind the back, wherever feels good to you. Remember that your comfort is just as important as babies. Yes, we did babies first because they're probably the loudest one when they're sad, but your comfort's really, really, really important. If you're uncomfortable, if you're worried in the sling, baby's going to pick up on that and they are not going to settle. So if you're at all worried, please do comment below or get in touch and I would be really happy to help. As ever, if this has been helpful, please do like, subscribe, comment, and let me know.